time, so much energy figuring out who's to blame, yet you never stop to consider yourself.
What the fuck? Ramsey! What's going on?
I'm, how to put it, closing the asylum.
How are you doing this? What is this place? Oh, this place again. What's it all about this time?
After the breakthrough made in 2013, a team of researchers led by Sansu Tagiwara, winner of the Nobel Prize for Psychology of Medicine in 1987, managed to implant a false fear-related memory directly into a mouse's brain. The implications of such memory editing in human test subjects were immediately clear, particularly in patients suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. Co-author of Tanigawa's study, Steve Ramirez says, we can begin asking questions that were once in the realm of philosophy. Yet the scientific community remains divided on just how ethical such experiments would be. If painful memories can be simply wiped from a person's mind, to what extent might it alter our natural psychological coping mechanisms? To what extent would it change the very nature of who that person is? And to what extent could it interfere with what it means to be human? Cole Black. Upon leaving the military 7 years ago, it seems Black lost years of his life to alcohol and occasionally even drugs. In order to fund this lifestyle, he took small-scale security jobs where he began to develop something of a reputation, word spread about his ability and willingness to fight should the situation call for it, which ultimately led to work as a contract killer. Over time, Black left the alcohol behind in favour of the thrill of his new work. To give importance, contract seriously declined. We've read this already. Jasper Prater's death remains unexplained. Chadwick is certain it was drug-related crime. I've questioned both Jared Porter and Ethan Hamilton. Chadwick talked to John Linden and Albert Holby doesn't seem to be making progress. We've already read that as well.
I'm afraid I haven't been quite straight with you, Black. My apologies.
Right. Once and for all, what the fuck is going on, Ramsey? Where am I now?
My memories, Mr. Black. Interacting with someone wearing the Pandora can sometimes create what I call synaptic bleed. Two-way traffic, if you will. A flaw in the technology.
And the asylum?
Oh, forgive me. The asylum was necessary.
Son of a bitch. That whole thing was just some big illusion.
Simulation would be the correct term. The construct was of my own design, intended to keep your adrenaline at the optimum level for the technology to function efficiently.
And the inmates? Patients of yours?
The patients were nothing to do with me. I just provided the simulation. But the mind has a wonderful way of filling in the gaps. I show you a creepy old asylum, your mind populates it with lunatics. Likely just half-remembered characters from your life. Sometimes even films and books. Predictable, perhaps, but not unexpected.
So you tricked me. This whole thing was a lie.
Do you want to talk about lies, Mr. Black? Whose lies and tricks would you rather discuss? Mine or yours?
I don't know what you mean.
You know exactly what I mean.
No. Ramsey, I don't know what you mean.
This is Grace's room. You remember her, Black? The girl you tried to save.
My daughter.
Of course!
Then why were you there? You were my employee, Black. My head of security. You knew my daughter had been taken and you said nothing.
I don't remember!
I don't believe you. What about Lenore, my wife? What about her, Black?
I don't know what you want me to say!
She left me, Black. She blamed all this on me, and it wasn't my fault. I refuse to accept responsibility for the actions of some terrorist. Tell me what you know.
All I know of her is what I've seen here, in your memories. I'm sorry, I can't help you.
What about this man, Black? You remember him?
I remember you, Ramsey, and I am sorry for what you've been through, but I tried to help. I just didn't get there soon enough. Please, let me go.
Is that what you want, Black? To be let go?
Of course, we had a deal.
Let you go? Happy to, of course. But let me ask you this. Are there any circumstances under which you would not wish to be let go?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Welcome to my office, Mr. Black. Have a look around. I'm sure you'll be able to make sense of everything.
Okay. We are running over time, but I thought this may have just been, like, really close to the end, so I will be carrying on. Everything. Can't bring up my phone. What am I supposed to be looking at here, Ramsey?
What the fuck? This is me. More of your scare tactics, Ramsey. Well, it won't fucking work. Not anymore.
You say you don't remember anything else? That you've told me everything? Then I don't need you anymore.
You don't need me.
If only you'd been a little more cooperative, things might have been different. Goodbye, Mr. Black.
Ray!
And
Stay
thanks
out!
for the memories.
Robert! Don't do this! I'm sorry! I'm sorry for everything! Wake me up! Please! Just wake me up!
Audit phase complete. Cerebral link, patient number Black 001. Pandora unit terminal disconnect. Would you like to commence archive data review, Dr. Ramsey?
Yes. Switch to Savant unit playback. Begin the review. Oh, and Hope, could you also fire up the coffee machine?
Doctor, prior to review, my medical recommendation would be the implementation of a minimum 4-hour rest period. Further caffeine intake will only delay fatigue, not arrest it.
And make it a double shot. 3 sugars. I also need a baseline memory to carry out the review. Which was the most stable from those recorded?
That would be this. Cached on initial Pandora system startup of patient Black 001.
Good. Then let us explore a complete memory before we review the broken. Proceed with interactive playback.
What the hell is going off? The brain is the most complex structure in the universe, and the foundation of that structure is memory. Originally developed as a read-only device, the initial prototype of the Pandora headset allowed the operator to view the memories of any given subject. However, this read-only aspect was quickly realized to be flawed due to the fallibility of human memory recall. For so long, memory research has been centered around the belief that our minds are like photo albums. All we need to do to recall a memory is mentally access the correct album and then view the perfect memory snapshot inside. Yet modern research has shown this to be false. In truth, when we recall a memory, we are recalling the last time we remembered that specific memory, and not the event that caused the memory. This means that, rather than a photo album, our minds work more like a computer filing system. Each time we recall a memory, we open it, make changes, and then save those changes ready to recall at a later date. Every time we recall a memory, the original is written over, with subtle and distinct differences. With references to the Pandora device, this was immediately realized to be a glaring flaw in the tech. If a subject's eyewitness reports that their own memories cannot be trusted, how can an operator assess the truth in their findings? This hurdle led to the Stage 2 prototype, the introduction of the Savant recorder, and the formulation of audit and review protocol. The introduction of the Savant was a major breakthrough for the Pandora project. If the Pandora's headset reads memories via simulation of visualization of electrical stimulus to the existing synaptic pathways, then the Savant dramatically captures and records these memories for solo exploration and evaluation by an impartial operator at a later date. This implementation of the Savant recorder with the existing reader device has resulted in the current internal project codename Pandora Savant. The question is not, do we have false memories? The question is, how false are our memories? Developed by Dr. Ramsey for future deference technologies, the Pandora unit is a cutting-edge interrogation device, currently in second stage prototype. Designed as the answer to the present challenges faced by the military and homeland security, the Pandora unit probes the memories of civilian victims and suspected sleeper cell agents to effectively gather evidence and to find answers within the current climate of homegrown and international terrorism. A humane modern solution to an inhumane modern problem. It is believed that the Utilization of this technology, both at home and abroad, will exponentially cut civilian casualties in the theatre of war and destroy any sense of mistaken identity when dealing with potential terror suspects, a factor common in current armed drone deployment due to the inaccuracies of facial recognition technology. Race kidnapping investigation. Pandora version. Indeed, no. So we are now Robert Ramsey. Audit and review protocol. As a direct answer to the inherent inaccuracies of human memory, use of the Pandora Savant is split into two phases, audit and review. In the audit phase, the Pandora operator subtly guides the consciousness of the subject, allowing them to openly freely explore the locations, paradigms, details and structures of any given memories. Knowing the foundations of memory to be accurate, but the finer details to be questionable, the operator records these subject memories, which are then held by the Savant device for later use. Throughout the audit phase, the operator is encouraged to remain impartial, not to influence the subject, and allow their consciousness to freely explore the desired memory pathways, unhindered and with the minimum of guidance or suggestion. At this stage, anomalies and inaccuracies are expected, but the audit phase is used to gather information only. Multiple returns to the same memory during audit is encouraged, as further exploration of any given synaptic pathway will yield more evidence for evaluation during review. The review phase is undertaken by the operator alone, without the need for an active Pandora subject, yet only once the audit is complete. Once the desired memories have been adequately explored by the subject and recorded on the Savant, the operator then reaccesses these memories. Once back inside the memory, by using a deep computational algorithm based on Marlowe's hierarchy of needs, projected behavioral paths of least resistance known as real-world outcomes, and impartial observation, the operator is able to evaluate the most likely outcome of the stored memory. This extra review phase nullifies any inaccuracies of the subject's memory, strips all active anomalies within the synaptic recall, and allows a trained operator to extract the truth from any given memory, with a current success rate of up to 90% accuracy. That would be coal. What? But why is coal in a coma? I do not know.
Commencing data review imminently. Decoding memory cache and Savant playback. Binary filters online. Servers currently running at optimal speed. Inputting biorhythmic feedback parameters. Deep insulin injection in 3, 2, 1. You are ready to go, Dr. Ramsey.
Stay away from me. Stay away.
It's okay. I'm a friend.
Did my dad send you?
Okay, I'm in. Commencing review. Now, where is...
We're back here again. Except for... we're Ramsey. Not Black.
You heard from Jasper yet? Not yet.
Use Savant computation resource, which will then recharge over time. Can I be seen by these guys, or... If you get close enough, you can assimilate an enemy by pressing spacebar.
The Simulation parameters stable, Dr. Ramsey. You are free to continue with the review.
If you get spotted, enemies will reappear until you get either to the next memory point or exhaust their resources. What the hell?
Shit, I saw something.
I do not even know what the hell is going off. So we've just assimilated someone.
Ah, here we are.
There are a lot of pathways you have to trigger engrams by holding.
Warping script active, Dr. Ramsey.
Good. Okay, let's follow the trail. See what really happened.
Trigger engram.
Save the girl.
That's black. You can warp to imprints. Ah, I see. Because the door would be locked. Or I can't get through because of the boards. Oh, I see. Remember to scan your surroundings with a sonar by pressing V. Yes, I know. While warping to imprints, you are temporarily invisible for your enemies. Use this to your advantage. Oh, okay.
This is where they held her. Oh, Christ.
Careful, Dr. Ramsey. Control.
You know, Hope, this is really quite satisfying.
Doctor, might I remind you to control your emotional engagement while conducting the review? Any spikes in serotonin, dopamine, or adrenaline levels could...
I know. Cause distortion. Noted. Thank you, Hope.
Dude down there, there's another dude down there. Right, that's the dude that was taking...
There seems to be a lot of resistance here, Hope. I wonder, was this a result of Black trying to hide something? Or from the Pandora itself?
Yes, Dr. Ramsey. Black perceived threat here, which has bled across from the audit. Nothing I can do.
Makes it more difficult. I'm not trained like Black was. No matter.
You're not trained like Black. That's Black. Dude's down there. We'll go through this way. Close and assimilate. The dude over there. Get close enough to assimilate.
Oh God.
There we go. Trigger the engram. Well, this is where Grace was.
My poor child.
Help me.
I will fix all this. I promise.
Emotional spike detected. Caution advised, Dr. Ramsey.
I will get to the bottom of this, and whoever is responsible will pay.
Don't you already know who is responsible?
Dr. Ramsey? Dr. Ramsey?
yourself an orderly calm. Until then, there's you and me and the work.
Oh, Chris. Hope, where am I? What happened to the Pandora playback?
I'm trying to pinpoint precisely where or when you are. I'm afraid your emotional state has caused a minor malfunction in playback. You are outside the code, Doctor. I would recommend caution. The data is unstable, fragmented. You must remain calm or you risk...
Don't tell me the risks, Hope. Just get me out. Now, let's see where we are.
Okay, this is where I'm going to stop it here. There may have been a bit of weirdness between, like, last episode and this episode, because I thought that it was just, like, another 5 minutes until the end, but apparently it wasn't. So I had to cut it up. Alright, this is where I'm going to stop. I don't know if there's another 5 minutes left, I don't know if there's another 20 minutes left, so I'm going to stop it here and not continue. And we'll continue in the next one to see what happened. Who set this all up? This is a question this is a question that we still do not know. Who set this all up? Like, Howard wanted Cole to steal the Pandora headset. That's all he wanted. He just wanted the Pandora headset. Cole said no. So we weren't working for Howard, which is fine. We were still working for Ramsey. So that clears up the question as to why Cole must have killed Rose, because he knew that she had kidnapped Grace. How did he find out? Who orchestrated kidnapping Grace? There are still questions about Rose, there are still answers about Rose that we still do not know. Because she went from working with FDG and being all nice, then she started getting nasty, and then she started fucking Ramsey. And then suddenly she was orchestrating a kidnapping for Grace. Why? I can only guess is that she did it on her own. That she saw how well this Pandora unit was going to be. So what she wanted to take over the company for herself. So, or maybe not take over the company, but like have Robert, because she's been manipulating him, or manipulate him into giving her what she wants by kidnapping Grace, and then go off and sell this tech and become a millionaire, or something along those lines, I'm not sure. Anyway guys, thank you all so very much for watching this episode, and I shall see you all next time as ever. Bye bye.